You know, there are times in our lives when we can feel incredibly alone and we can succumb to the feeling of loneliness. And sometimes it just feels like people aren't showing up the way we'd like them to. You know, but in these moments, we have the opportunity to shift our perception and start to see the connections that we do have. And this is really what the practice of yoga is all about. It's about shifting our perception and being able to see things in a different light. And that can be really hard if there are mental health concerns in the equation: anxiety, depression, delusional disorders, substance abuse. Listing this off is exhausting, but this is also where the yoga practice can't fix everything, but it sure can regulate our nervous system, which, as we know, this is a trending topic. Regulating our nervous system allows us to see things clearer. Cleaning the mirror, right? So we can see clearly. So today I'll be offering a very short movement practice for all levels, just some simple stretches and a meditation. So please find a seat. This can be done on the floor, in a chair, really anywhere that you can have your booty on a surface and start to create a tall spine. So with that, go ahead and find your seat. That's what asana means. If you hear the word asana, it means a seat. And we take many different seats in our lives and on the mat. So find a tall seat, long spine, and then take the shoulders up, back, and down a few times. And I don't know about you, but I carry a lot sometimes here. Maybe you do too. Good, then once you do that, relax the shoulders, give it a shake, and then drop your right ear to your right shoulder. You can have your eyes open or closed. Mine tend to just kind of flutter closed, but you can keep yours open if you like. Good, now roll your chin to your chest, and then take your right ear to your right shoulder. Good, now you're gonna go side to side, creating a half circle with your neck, and start to link the breath here. So inhale one way, exhale the other way. Good, next time you come around, take it all the way around, make a full circle. And then when your chin comes back to your chest, reverse direction, go the other way, make a full circle. And then bring your head back to center. And then from here, open your mouth wide. I'm gonna look silly. Open your mouth wide and go, ah. We carry a lot of tension in our jaws. So if you felt that, you can take your peace fingers and kind of rake them along the jaw. One beneath the jawbone, one above the jawbone. And then also bring it up around the ears. Release some tension here. I do this 4, 5, 6 times a day. It's also like a mini facelift for any of you in midlife. Good. All right, release that. Now, if you're sitting crisscross applesauce like I am, take the other criss in front of the cross, just so we can keep it simple. Now, let's stretch our spine out in all 6 directions. So place your right hand to the side of you, reach the left arm up and over. Nothing fancy, just take a side bend. Take a few breaths here. Good, then bring it back to center, side bend the other direction. Same thing. Take a few breaths here. Good, bring it back to center. We're gonna twist one direction, take opposite hand to opposite knee, other hand behind you. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, exhale, look over your back shoulder. So the first thing we want to do when we feel isolated or isolation or lonely is to connect with our breath and our body. Bring it back to center, switch to the other side, opposite hand to opposite knee, other hand behind you. And the simple act of taking a seat, being aware that we're in a body, and then connecting with the breath is already creating a connection. Good, bring it back to center. From here, hands on the knees, we're gonna round the back, bring your chin to your chest, press out with the shoulder blades, And then inhale, bring the chest forward, shoulders back, look up. Now start to move with the breath. This is the inhale. Exhale, round the back, chin to chest. Good, take a couple more. Good, next time you roll through center, come back to center, and if you're at crisscross applesauce, extend your legs straight out in front of you, give them a shake. All right, so we're gonna move into meditation. So really you can sit in any position for a meditation. Ideally, you want your knees lower than your hips. So if you have tight hip syndrome, you may wanna elevate your hips so your knees drop down lower. You can sit in a chair. If your back tends to hurt in meditation, you can always sit against a wall and have that support behind you. You can do meditation lying down. However, if you tend to fall asleep, it's probably gonna defeat the purpose of what we're doing here. So find a tall seat. You see it in the videos where the arms are extended and we're taking mudras, and you can do all that. There's a time and place for everything under the sun. But just find a tall seat and place the hands in a way that's comfortable. Don't make it more complicated than it needs to. All right, now flutter those eyes closed. Before we move into the meditation, we're gonna do a little bit of breath work. So to begin, bring all awareness to the tip of your nose and just begin to feel the breath flow in the nostrils and flow out of the nostrils. And you may notice when you inhale, the breath is cool, and when you exhale, the breath is warm. Take a few rounds just noticing the breath. Now progressively take your exhale and make it a little bit longer than your inhale. So inhale normally, and then when you exhale, see if you can make it a little bit longer. And as you start to lose breath, squeeze the belly button in to push out a little more air. So inhaling normally, exhale a longer, fuller exhale. That's gonna help to calm the nervous system down. It's a really quick hack to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest. Couple more rounds. Good, now keep that going. Place a hand on your belly, a hand on your chest. Continue that inhale naturally, exhale a longer, deeper exhale. As you're doing that breath work, feel the connection of your hands to your body. Feel that rise and fall with each breath. Feel how nothing really stays the same. The minute you feel one way, the body feels another way. The next time you exhale, release the hands back down. Release that specific breathing pattern and just return to normal breathing. Let those shoulders drop. Good, now, full awareness of your body, the skin you're in. Become aware of the perimeter of you. The perimeter of you that's meeting the air in the room or place you're in. Feel the air kiss the skin. Feel that connection of the skin touching the air. Good, now expanding your awareness to the room you're in or the space that you're in. Become aware of the walls. If you're outside, be aware of the trees and the grass or whatever other natural environment you're in. Be aware of that around you. Feel that connection of you meeting the space that you're in. Now expanding your awareness outside of the room or space you're in to the city that you live in, whether you love your city or don't love your city or anything in between. See if you can start to feel all of the connections that you have. They don't need to be deep. They can be light connections, deep connections, any connections. Where do you get your favorite coffee from? Where do you get your oil changed? Where do you work and play? Start to expand your awareness out into the city that you're in, the people in the city. Notice that you're completely surrounded by the going-ons of life, and you are a part of this going-ons of life. But expanding your awareness out to the state that you live in, whether you love it or hate it or anything in between. Start to envision all the cities and towns and communities in the state. Envision all of the places you could go and see and be a part of, whether you've been there or not. Feel connected to the space that you're in, expanding your awareness out to the country you live in. Same thing, whether you love your country or are not happy with it or anything in between. Think about all the opportunities that you may have, all the connections that you could have. Feeling connected to the collective identity and goings on. Feel where you fit in this whole ecosystem. And then expanding out to the whole planet, envision the whole planet. We're sitting upon it right now, this big, beautiful blue and green planet. We are all basically stuck on this planet, which can create fear and anxiety, but at least we're all in it together. We are on this big old rock flying through space together. There's no getting off of this planet without, anyway, unless you are a astronaut or death is the ultimate release from being here. But for now, we're all in this together. We're all living together, we're all breathing together. We're all living our lives, we're doing the best we can. Feel connected to the environment, the beautiful oceans and the forests and the deserts and the mountains. To all of the furry creatures and plant life and all of the humans. And then notice where Earth meets space, where the ozone is. Feel that connection of our atmosphere touching something so much greater than us. We are connected. And as you're kind of bringing yourself out into space, feel the connection to the whole universe. Even though it feels so big and so far away, we are still connected through space and time and beyond. Good, now taking a big inhale here, big inhale, big exhale, blow it out. And then slowly start to descend back through the atmosphere, back down to the earth. Thank you, earth. Back down to your country. Thank you, country. Back to the state you live in. Thank you, state. Back to the city you live in. Thank you, city. Back into the room or space you're in. Thank you, room and space. Back into the skin you're in. Thank you, body. Back home to your breath. Take a big inhale, take a big exhale. Bring your hand back to your belly and your heart. You are home. Drop your chin to your chest. You are never alone. With this body, with this breath, you are never alone. And if you need a place to land and you happen to be in Hartsville, South Carolina, come see me at our Sacred Space Yoga. Bring your hands to prayer. Thank you for practicing with me today. Thank you so much. Namaste.